got some questions about having a student teacher, and I was going to address some of them. So I'll make this super fast, but I'm here like super late, like way later than usual. But I went and got gas, and I got out of my car, and I went to Casey's. So if anybody knows what Casey's is, it's a convenience store that's kind of all over the Midwest. I don't know how far east it goes, but anyway, I'm getting my gas. I get out, and I look at the thing, and it says 87, okay? So I grab it, put it into my car, I'm pumping, and then I look over and I'm like, that one says 87. Why would both pumps have 87 on it? That doesn't make any sense. Then I look up, and up at the top little corner, everything looks exactly the same on both sides. They're both just red. And then small little sticker says no ethanol. So I just paid like, I don't know, 50 cents more a gallon because their pumps look exactly the same. They probably do that on purpose, I'm guessing. You are forced, like you accidentally picked the wrong nozzle. I'm gonna get to today, though it's Monday. Like I said, my intern's teaching math and science today. I will be doing some math because I'm gonna teach the students, because we're getting ready to do center rotations. I'll teach in my group their math game that they have, and then I will have stuff in the afternoon I'm teaching, so I don't remember what we're teaching at this point. And then I'm gonna be here until 7 o'clock at night or something because I have a site council meeting after work, but it's at 6 o'clock. So it's like, do I go home, drive 25 minutes to go home, sit there for an hour and drive 25 minutes back? Or do I just stay here for the 2 hours? I don't know. Morning. We had like a touch of fall. I broke out the buffalo plaid and I have my mask that matches it. I was like, I don't know, it was like, I knew that it was supposed to be cooler today, so it's supposed to be like 72 or something, and I'm like, it is flannel time. So I got some questions about having a student teacher, and I was going to address some of them, so I'll address them in this vlog as we go through up the time. So what I did was I just took some notes in my notes app. Anyway, so one of my biggest things, like, and I even do it with my students. I let my students know, like, they're a teacher. Like, they're not an aide. They're not a helper in the room. They're a teacher, and you treat them like a teacher. And I think as a mentor, also, you should be treating them like a teacher. You should be treating them like a colleague. So what I like to do is I like to share a lot of my stuff that I'm doing with my intern, or my student teacher, whatever you call them, pre-service teacher, or whatever it is you call them, wherever you're at. I actually share with them a lot of my thoughts and processes, because I kind of think of it as like when you're teaching, you're also doing like think alouds and those kind of things. Do that also with your student teacher, your pre-service, whatever. Do that with them because they need to understand the process, because they're not experiencing that. That's how they learn. That's how they experience these things, because even just observing it is not enough, because they don't know like what your thinking is behind it. Like, oh, we do it this way. I run ideas by them. Like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you like? What do you think? Because you're going to be taking this over. So, that's the thing. Like, they're part of the process. The other one is actually starting them off. So I know a lot of people maybe wonder, like, how do you start them off? I start my intern off with transitions. So they're the ones that line them up and take them places. And then the very beginning, I walk with them at first, like for a day or two, see how their classroom management is going. That is a clear view on their classroom management skills. Like, no joke. If they can line a class up to go walk down the hallway and they walk down the hallway quietly, good classroom management. If not, that's your place to start. Classroom management is always kind of a little bit of an issue just because they haven't experienced it. Especially a lot of these teachers, these pre-service teachers now, or student teachers, because a lot of them they weren't allowed in the buildings because they had to do virtually, or if they were in the buildings, like they didn't get those experience, like, you know what I mean? So COVID time, pandemic, these pre-service teachers are getting a huge disservice done to them, but that's the way life is right now. But I think that shows a clear thing on their classroom management skills, and it's a great place to start, because if they can get them lined up quietly, like through maybe your help or whatever, I do recommend not interrupting them. Like if they're doing something and the class looks like not lined up correctly, whatever, do not correct the behavior over the top of them. It just takes the power away from you, and you shouldn't be doing that to them. That shouldn't be a thing where you're like, oh, class, you need to listen to to Miss Billy Bob or whatever, Miss Sally. It just takes away their power. So what I generally do, if there's an issue, I will either, one, make a suggestion to her, like, I guess teachers probably get a point, right, Miss Billy Bob? It's like a way of just reminding the students without taking away her power. If it's a minor issue, I usually let it go, and then when they come back, I just talk to them about it, saying, hey, when they're lining up, they really need to be lining up quietly. If you have to, send them back to their seats. It's okay. Like, if they are not behaving, send them back to their, like, do the steps that are necessary. I think that's kind of where we're gonna leave it right now, but those are 2 tips for right now. I need to get through today because it's now 7:20. Make sure I got my head in the game. So I will talk to you guys more about student teaching. Bye. It's been a nice week just because it's been so nice outside. We've had some real nice fall weather. So back to our student teaching thing. When you have a student teacher, like, they are a part of your classroom. They need a space. Whoop, right over there. They need a space. They need to feel like they're a part of the classroom. And also, you need to communicate. I have heard from so many student teachers that their mentor teacher did not communicate with them properly. And it made it very frustrating for them because they were constantly feeling like they didn't know what was going on, but then they were getting reprimanded for stuff they didn't know was supposed to be happening. I always make sure I fill them in on what's going on in the day, so that way, even if they're not teaching at that time, I let them know, hey, so this afternoon we're going to have Billy Bob Thornton's going to come in, and so, just be prepared for that. So it's like these ways of letting them know, like, they're part of it. Provide, so this goes along with the communication part, make sure you communicate. Provide immediate feedback. Constructive, immediate feedback, okay? Just like you would do with students. It's the same way with a student teacher. They need to know pretty quickly when something is not working and where they can help fix it. Because that's what you're here for. You're there to help fix them. Not fix them, but so they can become better. And the last one, we'll save for tomorrow.
I'll be right with you.
Good morning, it is Friday. Next week, I will only be teaching reading. I'm thinking about changing the way that I do reading and doing it in small groups. I always change things up. I never stick like this one certain schedule, but it's because I feel like when we're doing reading whole group, I don't have as much class participation. I think I just love doing things in small group. I think it's so much better. So I think that's what I'm going to look into doing today while my intern is teaching and everything. Oh, first off, okay, so thank you to Linda. Thank you so much for the coffee. I went to Dunkin' today and I wanted to try their, what's it called? Ice pumpkin spice coffee or something. I don't know. It's actually pretty good. I actually think I might go to Dunkin' on Fridays from now on because they're way cheaper than Starbucks and you get the same amount of coffee. So thank you, Linda, for the coffee. That was really nice. If you're interested in buying me a coffee, you do not have to. But if you're interested, the link is down in my description. We had one last question, didn't we? One last thing about student teaching is allowing the student teacher to be themselves with the students. So yes, we make sure that they're following our expectations because once they're gone, it's our class again. So I always make sure they're following our expectations, but when they're up there teaching, if they want to do something a little differently than what's inside the book or whatever, or like different than the way I would do it, that is fine. I'm like, I want to see you as a teacher. I don't want to see you being me as a teacher. I always encourage them to, do it the way that you want to do it. If it fails, it fails. If it succeeds, fantastic. But if it fails, like you have a way to look back on that and go, okay, I can see what I can do differently. And this is something I can always talk to them about. And so I think that they need to learn that they need to be able to adapt and change and not feel like it's so structured. So I want them to be themselves, basically. And the students get to know them better when they're that way, because when they are just the person in the room that takes over teaching and they're trying to be just like me, I don't think that students really connect with them. But when they can see them up there and like maybe they're being silly and they're doing things and they're talking to them and they do all this stuff, that's them. Let them be themselves. They are not you. Let them be themselves. So, anyway, it is Friday. I am not sure if we're doing Flashlight Friday today or if my student teacher is finishing science. Then they have their music PE, we go to math, then they have lunch, we come back for our read aloud. Then will be art, which I need to figure out an art project for them to do. I have not done that yet. You would think with all the time I had in the mornings, but I'm getting all this other stuff done. I'm being so productive. And I'm looking at my schedule right now, if you're wondering. And then we have our MTSS groups come back. They'll do handwriting. We'll go to recess, come back, and then they'll have Fun Friday. And then we'll be over with. There was this like huge eagle that came down or whatever, I don't know, hawk or something. Maybe it's a hawk, maybe it's an eagle. That just kind of flew down. I don't know what it went after, but it was like, boom, down into the ditch over there. That was cool. And I was waiting for it to fly back up, but it didn't fly back up. Anyway, today was a pretty decent day, except for when we got to the end of the day and they had Fun Friday. And then like, I think Fun Friday went for too long. And then they were like acting a fool. And so I was like, you guys can get back to your desks. Well done. And then we only had 10 minutes left anyway. So like, I talked to them like about their behavior. Like, that's going to continue. We cannot keep doing Fun Fridays. Blah, 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 blah. But the rest of the day seemed like it was pretty good. I mean, I think I taught art. And I gave the spelling test. And the spelling test I did really well on, but like really their words were not that hard. So they were like second grade, first grade, like they were like a mix of first and second grade words. So they really shouldn't have been that hard. Sorry, it's a bumpy road. Anyway, yeah. So I'm heading home, and then tonight Rudy wants to run out and go to Hobby Lobby. And I bought some stuff. I was gonna try to make some resin like stuff to add to my Etsy store. So I have, because I want to use the paint skins that I have. If you guys like go to my Etsy store, you'll see like the jewelry and stuff that I make with it. But I wanted to use it and use it in like a resin thing, and then you can put it in a resin thing, and I could make like notebooks out of them, and I could sell notebooks, and I thought that'd be really cute. So I bought some stuff off of Amazon. I wanted to get some resin because I don't have any. We had one box, and I know Rudy was using it. I think he wanted to go get some other stuff for it too, because he's trying to do resin stuff too. His is different than mine though. He's like doing macrame and stuff. Like, it's funny because this pandemic it's like made me like find hobbies and things to do. So anyway, that's it for this vlog. I hope you guys liked what you saw. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, click the little bell notification to get notified every single time I post. Follow me on TikTok, Mr. Michael Book. And until next time, please don't forget to always be you. Bye.